Hi everyone, and welcome back to Wrestlemania. I'm here to talk about this guy, Bray Wyatt. Um, my favourite wrestler when he was active. Um, Easily in my top five, maybe top three wrestlers ever. I'm probably going to try and do a video on that at some point, but I have to think about it. I just wanted to do a little video just about him, and it seems like a good place to start, really, with the not current things on my channel. Just talking about old, like historic things and like meetings with wrestlers and stuff. Because meeting Bray Wyatt was incredible, like so good. Um, but basically, this will be a video about meeting him and just about my fandom and how it was influenced by Bray. So go right back to the start. So 2013, when Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family, debuted on Raw, I was sold immediately. Like the videos that were running before that from the Swamp, like I was sold then as well. Like this guy was, it was clear that this guy was going to be incredible. Um, and then the debut against Kane, and then the Inferno match at SummerSlam 2013. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great. Um, and yeah, like with that, he just grew and grew. And WrestleMania 30 was the first Mania that I went to, and the fact that Bray got a big match at that Mania against Cena was great. And like the build to that, I was so excited about the fact that my guy was, you know, my new guy was going to be in a highlighted spot at WrestleMania. Like, I feel like it was rumored in like the summer, because this was back when like Mania cards would leak in like September, October, November, um, and it was like revealed, or like people were talking about how they thought that Bray was going to be facing Cena, and that point, I was thinking, oh, I'm not sure if he's going to be ready for that, but that's cool. And then they had like the whole Shield match with the Wyatt family, and it was just all great. And it's still a shame that Cena won at WrestleMania 30, but I understand why they did it. They had Taker lose. Obviously, they wanted to. I guess they wanted to even out the bad endings to matches. I guess thinking that if Bray won, it would be heel and people wouldn't like it. I don't know. I really don't know. Um, but yeah, I mean that was like great. Obviously, having that excitement, and then WrestleMania 31 rolls around, and I'm going to that as well, and it becomes quite clear that they're building to Taker's return match being against Bray at WrestleMania. I can't believe my luck at this point. I truly can't. And then the tickets for the VIP access come out for WrestleMania, um, and Bray is one of the guys who you can buy a ticket for. So luckily, I managed to, because at access at WrestleMania 30, the Wyatts were signing together, the Wyatt family, and it wasn't a VIP meet and greet. I'll talk about I met quite a few VIPs on that trip, but I'll talk about that in another video. I want to keep this just about Bray, and so I didn't get in the line. They closed the line off. They access. Now it's called WWE World. It's completely different. In my view, it's nowhere near as good now. But before, they would have lines, and you would rush to a table and try and get in the line. And then the Wyatts were there, and the line was huge, and I couldn't join it. Like, I went up to the line, and they said, "Look, you can join this line, but you're not going to be able to meet the Wyatt family. They're going to be going in 2 hours." So I didn't join. So gets around to WrestleMania 31. I have the access session. And yeah, I was really excited about WrestleMania. I was really excited about the Bray and Taker match. And just like, it was just surreal, really, getting a chance to meet him. And I think it's him, maybe him and Cena would be the nicest wrestlers I've met. Of the male wrestlers, I've met some women wrestlers, and they've been great too. But of the top guys, if you like, it'd probably be Bray and Cena. But yeah, you line up, and I could see that Bray was, talking to people, taking time. So I was thinking, okay, I'll have to think a bit more about what I'm going to say to him. Have a chat with him, and so it got to my turn. I passed the program that I wanted to be signed to the handler. And then I was wearing I don't know how to do YouTube. It's probably quite clear with the setup here. But I'm new to this, so I'll try and figure out how to put the photo of me meeting him here, or I'll put it on the headline or whatever. But I was wearing a fancy, not fancy shirt, but I was wearing a Hawaiian pattern type open shirt, which is what I was wearing a lot of the time. And the first thing he said was, "Hey man, cool shirt," and that settled any nerves down immediately, because I just thought oh, that's a friendly approach. And then he signed the WrestleMania program for me, the match page with Taker and him on it. And again, I'll have to try and find it. It's in the loft, I think. I'll have to try and find it and show it at some point. But it was it had Bray in the rocking chair, and then it had Taker in the background behind him, in the shadows. So cool. And he talked to me for about 5 minutes about the design, about how he was influenced by, I think, The Shining, he said. And then he talked about how he was so excited to be getting in the ring with Taker, and how it's a huge deal for him. And the people who were handling him and handling the signing, they were trying to rush him along. They said something like, "We got to go," or "Hurry it up," or something. And he turned to them and just said, "No, I'm talking to this guy here. I'm talking to Andrew." Because he made a point of wanting to know what my name was as well. And he was just so cool. And he just shook my hand again, gave me a hug, and he was like, "Thank you so much for being a fan. I really appreciate it." And I genuinely felt like he meant it. And I think he did. I really think he did. Unless he was just really good at pretending for the fans. But I think he really did care. I think he cared about us. And I think a lot of people have similar things with Windham when they met him. And, it's still so surreal that he's gone. I'm not even ashamed to admit that when he passed away, I cried. That's not, he was a huge deal to me. The Fiend was incredible. I was at the show in London when they were doing the Firefly Funhouse skits after WrestleMania 35 in 2019, and I went to the Raw show in the May after that, and they, that's when they showed him dressed as the Fiend, and they did the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star thing. And I was with I got evented in a corporate capacity by a friend who definitely shouldn't have invited me. It was meant to be for his clients, his banking clients, but he invited me, thankfully. So thank you to him. And they were showing this video, and the people in the box weren't really into wrestling. It was just me and one other guy. But I was the only current fan. So when they run this video of the Firefly Funhouse, "We're really glad that you're our friend," and they're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, it's hard to explain, just sit back and enjoy it. And then when the Fiend appeared and they did the song, and he turned around with a mask, I was just like, that is so cool. And they were all like, what is this? This is meant to be wrestling. Why is this guy in a mask? Why is he trying to scare me? But it was great, and the Fiend was what re-injected so much excitement for me into wrestling in 2019. His entrance at SummerSlam, his match against Finn, even the Hell in a Cell match. I know it went terribly and they booked it poorly, but again, as usual, they ruined it. They had him lose to Goldberg, and then it all went wrong, and then he lost to Randy Orton again at WrestleMania 37. It's just the thing with Bray. it was always such a shame to me because I loved him anyway, and if I hadn't met him, I think I would still be like as much of a fan. Um, I just think like they never really got things right for him, and I think it's probably because his ideas are probably almost too big for a wrestling landscape, almost, if that makes sense. I think they're broader than that. But just incredible, just such a great guy. Like, and it's a huge loss to wrestling in general and WWE to not have him around anymore. Like, it's a huge loss, and yeah, it's a real shame that he's gone. And I like that. I like the Wyatt Six. I liked that whole thing last year, and I want them to come back. I don't know what's going on with it. Like, I was really hoping to see them at WrestleMania in like a big multi-man. I'd predicted that they would be going after Judgment Day, because of the Judgment Day were always arguing with themselves, and it would be like a punishment for that. And I don't know, just Bray's return in 2022. It's a shame my ex-girlfriend had a video of me, like she was filming me when like he did his return at the end of Extreme Rules, and like it was like she was filming because she found it hilarious how I was like, I was just staring at it like, what am I seeing? And I just absolutely loved it. And it's a shame I don't have access to that video anymore, because I would post it as a short or something because it's funny, because it's just going on in front of me, and I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. I'm just like completely marking out, just no, not a care in the world, just in the moment. But yeah, I'll talk more about Bray Windham. Rest in peace. It feels a bit weird saying that, 2 years after he passed away, but like, it's still so bizarre that he's not around. Like I'm sure that the plan would have been to eventually bring the Fiend back. I think they've showed concepts of the mask in the documentary, and like, it's just such a shame we didn't get that. But there's a part of me that thinks like it'll just make his legacy even bigger, and hopefully he can live on through the Wyatt Six when they carry on doing what they're doing. I want to see more of them. I want to see more of them and see what they can do. And yeah, sorry, it's been a bit of a mess of a video. I'm gonna get better at this, so I apologise for that. But I just wanted to talk about Bray and what he meant to me, and just the meeting experience, just how incredible he was. So yeah, rest in peace, Windham Rotunda. Absolute one in a million, and I just don't think we'll ever get a mind like that again in the wrestling industry. Someone who's so tuned into his own character and his own ideas, and just so great with that. So yeah, we'll sign off on that. Feels like a bit of a sad end, because it's made me a bit sad now to think about how he's not here. But meeting him was absolutely incredible, and I feel so lucky that I got to do that. So yeah, I'll catch you next time on the next video. I'm going to talk about other meet and greets. I mentioned Cena earlier. I want to talk about that because that was a great one for me. And Taker, met Taker at WrestleMania 30 as well. I want to talk about that. And yeah, just I'm going to be trying to do a bit more content, and I'm rambling now because yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rambling. I'm going to wrap it up now, but yeah, miss you, big man.